Insecurity under Buhari government is planned. Those threatening blood for baboons, dogs responsible for Nigeria's security crisis. Saguru Maharaj G, welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post hot juicy news updates. Please click on the notification bell. He alleged that politicians threatening violence if power did not return to the north ahead of the 2015 presidential election should be blamed for the worsening insecurity in Nigeria. The founder of One Love Family, Saguru Maharaj G, in the first part of this exclusive interview with Sahara reporters, alleged that politicians threatening violence if power did not return to the north ahead of a 2015 presidential election should be blamed for the worsening insecurity in Nigeria. President Muhammad Buhari came to power in 2015 with a change mantra. What type of change would you say Buhari and all progressive Congress governments have given to Nigeria at this point? He replied, I've always been one of those supporting a great Nigeria, so I'm not unmindful of the changing pattern of the political landscape from 1960. In this case, where we are, I was supporting President Goodluck Jonathan until we came to know that there was an agreement signed allowing him to only go for one term. The moment I knew it, I switched over to Buhari because there was no other way. You must have seen my illumination about Mr. President because of the experience of 1985 when the war against indiscipline came up. He played a very good role with General Tunde Idiagbon, so everybody was happy that the change had come. So on how far the change mantra has gone, I do not have full details about the government performance in each ministry, but I can see that there is a lot of changes. In fact, even on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, there were so many cars that were given to me that got spoiled because of politics. They refused to repair the road because I am proclaiming that the original name of the creator is Maharaj instead of God or Buddha. So for road, yes, I can see it. So many things are happening, and there are some Nigerians who are feeling good and happy. But in the area of security, power sector and education is where everybody is shaking now, because without good power supply, all the best countries have gone to the West Coast and we are now producing from outside. And without continuous education, definitely we are going to produce bandits, and banditry will be in the upsurge. When we talk about insecurity, that is even worse. When we know all these events have their own spiritual intonations. First, I pick banditry. It is planned. One by Anglo-Saxon Saudi group to make sure that an impression is given to say that Nigeria is not safe. Right now, insecurity is at its worst. Education is the same thing. Despite daily killings and kidnappings across all the 6 geopolitical zones in the country, Buhari still said that his government has done well in terms of security. Do you agree with that? He replied, no, I do not agree. If you check the indices of war that have broken in Russia, Yugoslavia, Sudan, and many other countries, it is not up to 1% of what is going on here. Just like Nigeria, they have so much wealth that they became poverty centers. So, insecurity is at its worst. Between now and before 2015, when Buhari took over from government, can you compare the periods in terms of security? As far as I have said so, Nigeria's case is different from all the nations in the world. If you compare security at that time, there was somebody who was just a schoolboy, and the northern oligarchs were able to use him. If you look at President Jonathan, he did not do anything in this area with all the amount of money. He only created 2 industries. Insecurity at that time was a setup, but the insecurity we see here today is planned. They said baboons and dogs would spew blood by Buhari, El-Rufai, all of them, when they were threatening the power, had to go to the north. Today, they're the cause of insecurity because they are the ones who galvanize the whole game of insecurity going on. Is the Nigerian economy better now than before the government came to power? He replied, it was a bit better. I remember 1985 when Maradona, Ibrahim Babangida, just devalued the Naira. I can see in 1974 where we were funding the World Bank. They were borrowing money from Nigeria. But today, it is terrible. Not because there is no lack of yam, potato, rice, and cassava. Even up to now, we have not been able to meet up to 20% of cassava demand in the world market. Yet, see what is going on. Definitely, the economy is not okay in the sense of that the practitioners' powers have failed. They are all not patriotic. They are overzealously doing things that you might call them agents of the Europeans. They are neo-colonialists. They do not care. More or less, you can call them feudal overlords. The economy as it needs a change of footballers in the field of politics. President Buhari has repeatedly said that his government has made Nigeria to be producing enough food, including rice. How can you justify this claim? He has done a lot in that area, but most of the money is going to cooler farmers. There are people sitting in the office who are manipulating the papers. The farmers are trying. My son is one of the chairmen of an agricultural company in Lagos. For almost 10 years now, they have been talking about giving them a loan, but they will change it. They only give to their people. If you're a Muslim, you will get it, or a Christian. If you're a Muslim, you will get it, or a Christian. They do not want anybody who's a traditionalist who will make sure that there is accountability. Finally, all the money has gone into private pockets. That is why we are not feeling the full impact. Otherwise, how could rice cost 25,000 in Ibadan, 30,000 in Ife when it is supposed to be 10,000 naira per bag? And of course, the government has to subsidize. But a government that has not yielded on patriotism can never take aspirations of all the people in that zone into action. Unemployment rate is currently at 33.3% in Nigeria, and the youth unemployed rate is 42.5%. Does this have any connection with the security situation in the country? He replied, of course, because you see that the economy is booming. You're taking care of a child, boy or girl in primary school, secondary school, university, and then they get jobs. But we are producing graduates, polytechnic, high school graduates who are roaming about, and you see them selling spanners, matches and food on the road, and these are great scientists of old who have reincarnated, but because they don't have a government of conscience, they are suffering. This has been the case whether in the north, south, east, and west. Personality is ruling. All this joblessness is caused by the manipulators from Europe and America to make sure that our people do not cooperate and they do not work together. Definitely a lot has to be done. I recommended and I still recommend that you should be taken to a continuing education center where they will be involved in agriculture and there will be classes going on. Some, at the end of the day, will choose to stay, while some who want to go for further studies will go. In that case, you don't see people walking about, stealing, killing, and all of that. But it is falling on deaf ears. So, unemployment will never stop until we sit up. Look at the journey to Libya and Europe. We have lost thousands of graduates on the way there. They have lost thousands of doctors who are in the UK. There is heavy manipulation. The man is speaking truth to power, Sha. At the end of the day, it is not just to speak truth to power. Come 2023, God keeping us all alive and healthy, we are going to vote our conscience. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen.